Good morning, everyone. In the previous session, I started a new topic of the first unit, that was selection. And in the previous session itself, I explained what is selection, what are the various definitions of selection. And then I started explaining about the selection procedure. What are the various steps involved in the process of selection? Okay. So in my last class, I have already explained around three initial steps of selection, what kind of steps are required in order to even start the selection process. So that I explained in my previous session. In this session, I'm going to explain the remaining steps of the selection procedure. Okay, so after application form, that which is considered to be the first step of selection procedure, means when the selection procedure starts, it starts with the application form. So after obtaining application form from the candidates, the next step in the selection procedure is written examination. So first of all, why there are so many steps in the selection procedure? Each and every step reveals some kind of information from the candidates, regarding the candidates, which are very essential for making a decision regarding selection and rejection of a candidate. So each and every step provides some information which the organization, the management was not able to obtain in the last step, in the last method of selection. So that's why in first step, that is application form, which collects basic information regarding the candidates. It collects the personal background and various other experience certificates and education, what kind of qualification the candidates have. These kind of information are collected in the application form. So after collecting that, some of the applications are rejected because they are unable to fulfill the basic criteria for the interview process, for the selection process. So that's why some of the applications are rejected, and the remaining applications which are selected will move to the next round or the next step in the selection process, which is the written examination. Okay, so in this written examination, what happens actually, it is conducted to measure the candidate's ability in terms of arithmetical calculation, general knowledge, knowledge regarding various disciplines which the candidate have mentioned in the application form, that this person has obtained education from this type of courses. These are the specialization. So knowledge regarding various disciplines are measured. Then reasoning, the reasoning capability of the candidate, the aptitude of the candidate, the English language, how strong the communication skill the person has, how strong the communication skill of the person. These are the things are determined or measured. So basically, written examination is conducted to measure the intelligence level, the aptitude, and the knowledge level of the candidates. And these written examinations are prepared based on the type of job, based on the type of requirement of the job, what kind of requirement a job has, what are the skills and qualities a candidate must possess in order to do a job. So on basis of that, these written examinations, the various categories of written examinations are selected. So whatever is the requirement of the job, that kind of questions are mentioned in the written examination. For example, when you apply for a bank job, for whether it is clerical or PO, you go through a written examination where you find questions related to arithmetic, questions related to logical reasoning, English comprehension. So these are the basic things a candidate must have knowledge regarding these aspects in order to be qualified for a bank job. So written examination is basically prepared on the basis of the requirement of the job. So it, to some extent, it also measures the attitude of the candidate regarding the job, what kind of attitude a candidate has regarding different types of job or the job which for which he or she has applied. So this step usually comes after collection of the application from application from form from the candidates. So this is the next step which comes after application form. After conducting written examination, those who have qualified, those who have secured proper marks in the written examination, those candidates will move forward in the selection process, and they will go through the preliminary interview round. So in the written examinations also, many of the candidates would be rejected because they are unable to get a particular score which is set by the organization. So whoever attends that particular score or more than the particular score, those candidates would be selected for the next round, and other candidates who fail to secure that kind of score, they would be rejected. So those candidates who are selected or who have passed in the written examination, they will move forward in the preliminary interview round. They will move towards the preliminary interview round. So this is also conducted to obtain certain information from the candidates or the prospective applicants in order to assess their suitability regarding the job. Now, each and every employee may have talent, may have potential, they may have knowledge and everything, but the organization must determine to what extent a particular candidate is suitable for a job in terms of his or her attitude, in terms of his or her personality, education, and everything. So these things are revealed in the preliminary interview. So these kind of interviews, they ask various types of questions regarding what kind of education they have, to what extent they have attained knowledge regarding their qualification, in how many organizations they have worked, what is the number of years they have worked in any organization, information regarding their experience. And in this interview, the management also asks questions regarding the expectations of the candidate, regarding the salary, regarding the working environment, regarding the benefits the organization is supposed to give to the candidate. So what kind of expectations the candidates have, that kind of information is also revealed in the preliminary interview rounds. Now these are considered to be very short because they are considered as screening interviews. So they collect basic information regarding the attitude and personality of the candidate, and those who fit into the criteria of the job, those who are suitable for the or seem to be very suitable for the job, those candidates only will move forward in the selection procedure. Clear? So according to the management, those who are seem to be suitable for the job, they will move to the next round. And the next step in the selection procedure is group discussion. Now this is considered to be very important because in this group discussion, various aspects of a candidate is revealed. How the person represents himself or herself, how the person expresses his or her opinion, which is very important for any kind of job. So various aspects of a candidates are revealed in this group discussion now. So basically, it is conducted to secure further more information regarding the suitability of the candidate. So basically, this is also conducted to gain more and more information regarding the suitability of the candidate towards the job. Okay, so basically what happens in this method, the people who are selected for this group discussion round, they may be divided into different groups. Each and every group are brought into the conference table or a conference hall, and they are asked to discuss. Either the management give them a case study to discuss, to analyze the case study, or they give a particular topic, either related to a situation, either related to the organization. They either give a particular topic or they give a case study. So what these candidates have to do, these candidates have to analyze the given data. They have to discuss, they have to find out the basic problem in the particular subject matter or case study, and then they have to find out alternative solutions and give their opinion regarding the best solution and why they consider this solution the best solution out of all the alternative solutions. So that is the process of group discussion. A group is selected, they are taken to a conference room, a topic is given to them, they analyze the topic, they discuss about the topic, they express their opinion, and they give their viewpoints, and they also give facts and proper justification why they have this kind of opinion. Okay, so what happens during this discussion, when candidates are busy in expressing their opinion, busy in representing themselves, busy in contradicting other opinions of the candidates, what management does, they create a panel, a selection panel, who continuously observe the behavior of the candidates. They observe the behavior of the candidates in various areas like to what extent a candidate takes initiation in the group discussion, who is the candidate who have started the group discussion, how they express their point, to what extent a person listens to the opinions of other, which is very important, because group discussion is not only about speaking about your opinion, what you feel about the case or the subject matter, how strongly you support your opinion. It's also about listening very carefully the opinions of the other, understanding them, and then modifying your opinion so that you can convince everyone that your opinion is correct. So listening skills are also judged in the group discussion. So this group of people who are a selection panel, they observe them continuously. They observe their body language, how they continue with the opinion, whether they're aggressive, whether they're contradicting with others, whether they're even understanding the case, whether they're giving a valid point. So these are the various areas which are considered by the panel. And after observing all the candidates properly, they rank them on the basis of their merit, who has scored good marks, who have scored less marks. So according to them, they rank. The person who have performed better would be definitely given the first rank, and like that they will keep on ranking all the candidates regarding their performance, regarding their opinions, and how they have expressed themselves in the group discussion. Okay. So after when this selection panel rank the candidates based on the performance of the candidate, again a few candidates would be selected, would move forward to the next level, next round, and many candidates would be rejected based on the ranking. So then the candidates who are selected, who will move to the next round, will go through different types of tests. Now tests are also conducted to measure the suitability of the candidate regarding a particular job. So usually what happens, the application form, written examination, preliminary interview, as well as group discussion, these may not be sufficient to properly judge the qualities, the potentials, and the suitability of the candidate regarding the job, until and unless they go through various types of tests which will actually reveal their mental state, their psychological level. They are also put under different types of situation in order to see their reaction, how they react in a different situation, whether they are calm and quiet or whether they become very aggressive, whether they take decision very quickly, or they analyze a particular situation then take a decision. So these candidates go through various types of tests. Now tests depends upon the type of job, also depends upon the requirement of the organization. There are different types of tests, and the organization select those tests which they consider to be suitable for revealing the different informations about the candidate. So these are also called as psychological tests, because it actually reveals the mental state, the psychological level of the candidate, to what extent a person is mentally suitable for doing a particular job. So that is required for each and every kind of job, whether the person is able to take pressure, whether the person is able to work under a very stressful environment where they have too much of workload, where they have to do different kinds of job, different kinds of aspects of the job. So everything needs to be tested in order to find out the suitability of the candidate for a particular job. So tests are considered to be an instrument designed to measure the nature of and degree of one's psychological level, psychology, and what kind of potentials they have, what based on various psychological factors which are extremely essential in order to perform a job. So it basically reveals the psychological level of a candidate, whether the person can perform the job efficiently or not. See, people may seem to be very normal, very efficient, but when they are put under pressure, they may react in a different way. So that reveals the mental state of a candidate. So these are the things which are revealed in this various types of test. Now this in this section only, in the first unit only, we have another topic in which I'm going to explain what is a test, what are the various types of tests which can be used by an organization to reveal the psychological level of a candidate. So we have another topic in which we are going to clearly discuss about various types of test. Okay, so in this procedure, selection procedure, I have just explained the meaning of the meaning of the test, and what kind of information it actually reveals. Okay, so people who go through the test or this step of this step of selection procedure, in this step also many of the candidates are rejected, and those candidates who are selected after becoming successful in the various types of tests, they move to the next round, and the next round is the final interview. So definitely it is followed by testing. After conducting various types of tests, final interview takes place. So in this final interview, what happens, the interviewer who takes the interview matches the information which is obtained from the candidate through various means of the job requirement. So simply they manage the match the information obtained from the candidates with the requirements of the job, and if they match very well, these candidates may have the chances of getting selected for the job. So this is the process of a final interview. Okay, so in the final interview, it is actually revealed that to what extent a particular candidate is suitable for a job, for doing the job efficiently, not like whoever is suitable for the job will be given the job. The person needs to be the best person for doing the job. The person is supposed to do the job better than other candidates. So they clearly match the collected information from the candidates with the job requirements, and whoever has a better compatibility in terms of the job, those candidates move forward in the next round of the selection. So the next step in the selection process is medical examination. Now this step may not be essential for each and every job, but there are certain jobs which require certain kind of physical strength and ability to perform the job. So according to the requirement of the job, medical examination is done, and some of the jobs actually like don't even use medical examination because that is not required in a particular job. Okay, so because of the requirement of the job, physical qualities like vision, clear vision, perfect hearing, better stamina, to what extent a person can tolerate a difficult working situation, whether the person has a clear tone or not, whether the person can fluently speak some kind of languages or not. So these are the basic things which are examined in the medical examination step. Okay, so basically it reveals whether or not a candidate possesses these qualities. So if a person has fulfilled all or passed all the steps of the procedure, selection procedure, but fails in the medical examination test, so this person cannot move forward in the selection procedure. The person would be rejected if the person does not fulfill the medical standards of the job. So here these are actually conducted in order to find out whether a particular candidate possesses all those physical qualities required to do the job or not. Okay, so what are the basic things which are what kind of information is collected in the medical examination? So basically it provides the following information. The first one is whether the applicant is medically suited for the specific job, whether mental health, the person has proper kind of mental health or not, whether they have some kind of health issues. So these are the things which are revealed in the medical examination, like health problems, psychological attitude likely to interfere in the working efficiency. Suppose a person gets too much gets angry very quickly, this person needs to go through an anger management session, because this kind of anger may interfere in his or her work and it would affect his or her performance. So these kind of physical and mental issues are found out in the medical examination step. And the next one is whether the applicant suffer from bad health which should be corrected before he or she can satisfactorily do the job. So if a person is having certain kind of health issues, whether it is needed to be corrected in order to do a job, that needs to be uh, found out first. So if the person does not have any kind of health issues, any kind of psychological problem, that person would be selected and move forward in the next step of selection procedure. The candidates who have health issues which cannot be corrected, then those candidates would be rejected. The candidates having some serious health problems or psychological problems, they can be also rejected. So those candidates who fulfill the criteria or get pass in the medical examination, they move to the next round, that is called reference check. So reference check is considered to be taken very casually. Suppose you are a person who does not have any kind of job experience, so you may get a reference letter from your uh, educational institute in which you have in which you have studied. So you can get a reference letter from the educational institute stating what kind of person you are, what kind of student you are, whether you are a hardworking student, whether you are doing your work properly or not. Same way, if you have worked in various organizations, the organizations, you can get reference letter from those organization or from particular persons who know you personally, regarding your performance in the job, who are aware what kind of employee you are. So you are supposed to mention the names and even contact numbers of those people who can give a reference letter to you, so that the organization, if they want, they can contact those people and they can ask about the candidate in terms of how good the person in terms of an employee, whether the person does his job properly or not. Each and everything, each and every other detail can be obtained through this reference check. Okay, so these reference checks also reveal different types of information regarding the regularity of the candidate, whether the person is a regular person or a job on the job, whether the person takes too many leave for some kind of personal issues or personal requirements, whether the person is punctual or not, whether the person actually follows orders properly or not. So these kind of information can be obtained from the reference check. Okay, so like I said, this is not taken it is not considered very important in many of the jobs. So many organizations take it very casually, and even some of the organization completely omit it because they don't want this to be part of their selection procedure. So it depends again, it depends upon the type of the jobs. Again, it depends upon the organization whether they want to include this step in the selection procedure or not. So basically, the candidates have to give the names and details of those people who can refer them, who can say that this candidate is good on his or her job, comes on time, very punctual, does his work on time, does not have any kind of irregularity, does not have absenteeism and all those things. Okay, so this step usually comes after conducting the final interview or medical examination. So after a reference check, and another step is that the final decision taken by the line manager. Now, the line manager needs to be very careful while deciding whom to select and whom to reject, because they are finding the suitable candidate for the job, the best out of the pool of candidates who have applied for the job, who have gone through various steps of the selection procedure. So the line manager cannot afford to make any kind of mistake. If the line manager selects the wrong candidate, or if the person selects a candidate which is suitable but better candidates are also available, rejects the better candidates and select the person who is suitable but not the best for the job, this may lead to various kinds of problems. So the line manager needs to go through all the information collected in the different steps of the selection procedure, and then he or she is supposed to make a decision. Now, the line manager and personnel manager needs to have a proper understanding regarding selecting a candidate. If they have some kind of difference in opinion, if they do not agree on certain kind of on one regarding one applicant, they have to uh, establish proper communication. They have to take a proper decision. They cannot have like the line manager wants to select one and but the personal manager wants to select the other person. These kind of differences, difference in opinion can lead to big problems. So they have to communicate with each other. They have to come to a proper understanding on selection of a candidate. So the line manager takes the final decision. The person who the people who are going to be selected for the job and who are going to be rejected for the job. Okay, so after the decision taken by the after the final decision taken by the line manager, a few candidates will be selected and others would be rejected. So the next step would be the employment, which is considered to be the last step of the selection procedure. So what happens, like I said, for example, the company has organized this selection procedure to fulfill around 100 jobs. So they are going to select 100 candidates. They are going to reject all the other candidates. So they are supposed to inform each and every candidate whom they have selected as well as those candidates whom they have rejected. Because it is, we can say it is the duty of the organization to explain the candidate that because we are sorry to inform you that you are rejected because of some reasons. So this needs to be communicated to the rejected candidates also. So the candidates who are selected for the job, they would get an appointment letter from the organization, whether through an email or any other way. And those who are rejected, they will also get a letter of rejection, so that they can be at least informed whether they have to wait for the job or not. So this is the basic formality which every organization has to do. Okay. Now the selected candidates can be immediately informed or they can take some time, like 10 days, 15 days, or they can inform whenever they like to inform the candidates whether they have selected them or they have rejected them. But basically almost all the organization inform both the successful and unsuccessful candidates. Okay, so this is the basic procedure of selection. So it depends upon the organization how many steps they select, what are the methods they use in test and interviews. So it entirely depends upon the organization, what kind of candidate they are searching for what kind of job they want suitable candidates. So this procedure, the steps in the procedure and the sequence of the procedure actually depends upon the organization. This is the basic criteria, this is the basic procedure, and how they use it, it depends upon the organization. Okay, so this is about the selection procedure. So in the next class, I'm going to explain what are the basic factors which affect the selection procedure and some of the features of the selection procedure. Okay, so that's it for today. We will meet in the next session. Thank you.